What up, brothers? Welcome back to Throwing Hands. It's me, it's Toby. I had a fun time watching Fight Night Strickland versus Magomedov. Did you?
I think it delivered, man. I think it was a lot better than people were saying it was going to be.
I agree. So let me share my screen real quick for you viewers so we can go through these fights. Um, Look at this power slap promotion. Good Lord.
The
On
the
the
most
events of the year.
popular sport, apparently.
Oh man, I don't know, bro. I kind of want to do a power slap preview for the S&Gs one of these days.
Really?
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Dana keeps saying like, yeah, we get so many views, but it's like I think he bases it on TikTok, so I'm not sure that's really an accurate gauge of how popular Power Slap is.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good point. We'll start with the first fight of the night. Alexander Romanov versus Blagoy Ivanov. Two heavy boys going at it. Yeah, I wasn't impressed by the win, to be honest. It was a lot
Yeah.
of jabbing. Oh, well, I'll throw a hook in there. It wasn't anything special.
Yeah, I wasn't really impressed by either of these guys. I mean, they both just looked like mediocre. Romanov still, he was really big. Like I thought he was going to come in a little bit more shredded, look
Yeah,
a
he
little
was
better,
huge.
but he was so huge. Not to be fair, he didn't just completely gas out, which is good. But what if he had met more resistance? Like, would he have just gassed out again like he did in the Volkov fight? Who knows?
Maybe.
It was not overly impressive at all.
No, absolutely not. Um, I don't know what to do with Blagoy, honestly. But if we go to heavyweight, and I don't know what to do with Romanov either.
Dude, the craziest thing to me is that Blagoy beat Fedor in Combat Sambo back in the day. That
Yeah,
is
Blagoy was a savage at combat sambo.
that is so weird to think about.
Yeah. But Romanov, I mean, Chris Stocks is moving down, which I've been wanting him to do for a minute.
Super
Uh,
smart move by
yeah,
Dawkins.
I think he'll be great at light heavyweight.
Yeah,
And I think he fights Khalil Roundtree.
that's a tough fight, but I
That's a
think
tough fight. I think
look at
his hand
the
speed will do the trick.
yeah, he's always been pretty quick.
Yeah. Derek Lewis for Romanov, who knows?
That could make yeah, that
Oh,
would make
Romanov,
sense.
Derek Lewis is fighting somebody, isn't he?
Is it no, he just fought Spivak. Who is he?
Uh, Rogerio de
Oh
Lima.
yeah, Delima, man. Dude, poor Derek Lewis. He just keeps moving like down and down and down.
We love Derek Lewis.
Yeah, we still love Derek.
Yeah. Um, this was the upset of the night. I think Ram Kutateladze got knocked out by Elvis Brenner.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that happened. Especially, man, the punch that landed was like right on his neck. It was just the side of his neck, and he just fell like he got sliced with an axe or something. But he was gassed, man. He had nothing left.
Yeah, I think he needs to move up.
Yeah, he's super shredded, but it almost makes me wonder if he cuts too much weight to get down
Yeah,
to
and
lightweight.
honestly, if you guys don't know how biology works, I'm not a biology major, but when you run out of energy in the bloodstream, your body goes to fat to get energy. He has no fat to get any energy from.
Yeah, literally, no body fat, basically.
So yeah, he should move up. Um, I think he'd be a beast at 170 personally. So
I think so too. I think he'd bring a lot of speed up with him to 170. He's not like super short or anything. I mean, he's a pretty decent height, so he'd be, tall enough for welterweight, I think. But man, I mean, Brenner, what heart. That cut was nasty, dude. That was a horror.
yeah,
That elbow that he landed gashed like a 2-inch cut on his face, and Brenner just walked for it like a zombie. I mean, those Charles Oliveira got like in that camp. I don't know what they're made out of, but they are insane.
yeah, I agree. Joe Anderson, Brito got the job done. Like he that was pretty savage.
Yeah, that was really impressive. A super vicious finish by Anderson Brito. And I didn't know that Weston Wilson was training with Stephen Thompson, those guys down in Simpsonville.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely showed. He had that long karate style. But man, Brito, he's just so powerful, so aggressive. I mean, man, he defended that was it a knee bar attempt, I believe, defended the knee bar and then just pounded him out. I mean, it was impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
I, th-
Very
I think he's a
impressive.
real problem. I think he's a legit contender. And his call out of Dan Ige was pretty sick. I thought he was saying Dana at first. I thought he was just cussing at Dana. I was like, oh, whoa, come on, man. But yeah, then he was like Dan Ige, Dan Ige. I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Um, Kevin Lee does not fit in.
No, poor Kevin Lee, man.
Dude
Come
got
on.
blitzed, bro.
That was a slaughtering. That was like a small little animal just went into like a wolf den and just got mauled. I mean, dude, Fakhretdinov killed him. He hit him with that 1-2 and then just choked him to death almost. Like I thought he died in there, frankly.
Why I still just don't get why they put him up against someone as elite as Vakhtdinov in his return fight.
I don't know, man. I have no idea. And I guess, after the fight, maybe some people were saying beforehand that Fakhretdinov isn't a finisher. And it's like, yeah, he had two decisions in the UFC, but you look at those fights, he was so dominant. I don't care if he got the finish or not. He was so dominant, it doesn't even matter,
Yeah,
honestly.
he made. Oh wow. He made Ryan Battle look helpless.
Dude, what was it? 14 minutes of control time against Brian
Yeah,
Battle?
I'm pretty
Like,
sure you're right about that.
come on, man. Come on. Anybody who's saying like, oh, he didn't get a finish in his first couple of fights. Well, what are you gonna say now? Because Kevin Lee, it's not like he came in looking horrible. He was in shape. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
But like you said, he just got blitzed. Fakhretdinov came forward and just destroyed him. And that was
Yeah,
a brutal power guillotine that he locked up there.
yeah. I think Kevin Lee fits down at 155. He has to find some way to make it down there.
Yeah, he literally has to find any way to cut down to 155. I mean, there's just no path for him at 170, I don't think.
He doesn't fit in.
No, no, like legitimately just does not, there's not enough room for him.
It's not
Especially,
even a joke. Like he doesn't fit in at 170.
dude, especially with the killers that we're seeing rising through the ranks right now at welterweight. I mean, you just look at the division right now, especially with Michael Morales after the performance that he had, there's just no room for Kevin Lee in that welterweight division.
No. Um, Nursultan Ruzaboyev is legit.
Yeah, that was
That was
crazy, man.
impressive. Caught the kick, right hand, out. Awesome. I like, and he's so big for the division too. So he's gonna cause a lot of problems.
It was a beautiful counter. I mean, it was early too, really early finish. Yeah, he caught it, landed right on the chin, pounded him out. I mean, it was perfect. You can't have a much better debut than that. And like you said, what is it, this dude, like 6'5"? I mean, he is, and he's got 42, 43 fights in his pro career. He's experienced, he's tall. He's definitely a problem for the middleweight division.
He's 35, 8-2 for a debut. That's crazy.
That's nuts, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. 6'5". He's only 29 too, and
Oh, geez.
he's on a Alexei Oleinik trajectory when it comes to
Yeah, good
how many
Lord,
fights he'll
man.
fight.
That's insane.
That's crazy. Benoit Saint Denis defeated Ishmael Bonfim. Beautiful performance, I thought. I thought he put on a clinic. The body kicks, then he got the rear naked choke. In the waning seconds of the first round. After that Dos Santos fight in October a couple years ago on the Blachowicz share card, I thought that dude's life was going to be changed because that terrible, terrible ref. Yamasaki would have stopped it earlier, but I
Yeah.
mean, Saint Denis has a lot of potential, I think, and he showed it last night.
Dude, that was truly one of the most impressive performances. And there were so many great performances on this card, but that
Yes.
was up there with one of the best because Bonfim is legit. I still think he's legit. I still think he has a path forward in the lightweight division. But especially after seeing his knockout of Terrence McKinney, I was really high on this dude. And the way that Saint Denis, like you said, so amazing the way he targeted the body. And he talked about it after the fight. Even if it doesn't hit the body every time, you're just deadening his arms, right? A guy who's trying to land that big right hand over and over, he has to block that body kick with his arms. And so I think Bonfim, he just couldn't figure out a way to either close the distance or move laterally to avoid the kicks, and his arms were just dead.
Yeah, I think you put that perfectly. So we'll just move on.
And I do, and then the submission, I mean, the way he got the back and
Yeah.
cranked, I mean, beautiful, beautiful fight.
I mean, personally, I don't think there's much to say about the Lipsky Gatto fight.
Yeah.
Nah.
The
Eh,
thing I'll say, I took my dog for a walk during that fight. Nothing
The
against
pot.
either of these women, but
There's always one potty break fight on the main card.
dude, yeah, it's true.
But Max Griffin versus Michael Morales. Woo, Michael Morales is a problem. He looked fantastic. That jab stiff. His striking aggressive, but he never got careless. That's the thing. That's the one thing I'd like to point about Morales. And he did it against a crafty veteran like Max Griffin. This dude, and he's huge for the division. Like, geez, he looked massive in there. He's gonna be awesome.
Dude, I think the thing that really impressed me the most about Michael Morales was that takedown defense.
Yes.
The way he just shucked off Max Griffin, who now not exactly like a prolific takedown artist, but obviously has good wrestling and good grappling. I mean, the way Morales was defending, sprawling so perfectly and just shucking him off was incredible. And then the distance management, like you mentioned, the jab was on point. This guy is so talented. How old is he? Like 20,
24.
24. I mean, it's incredible, man. The length, the height, like you mentioned. Michael Morales, that was probably my favorite fight of the whole night to watch. I mean, I was blown away by Michael Morales because his last fight, he was, moving that well and landing as well, but he seemed to get a little tired late into like the second, into the third round. But in this one, he didn't really show any signs of fatigue, and it was a pretty high-paced fight. And Max Griffin landed some shots. I think his Morales' eye was busted up too, and
Yeah.
he fought through it, and it was incredible. Great performance.
Yeah, Michael Morales is. It's hard to believe he's only 6 feet tall.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean,
He
his reach is
seems
79
so.
inches. That's crazy.
Oh my, yeah, he seems so much longer than like a
Yeah,
six foot.
he looks tall. And I'd bet a little taller. Before we get in this, Grant Dawson, I owe you an apology because I basically said you have no chance of winning this in any part, and you very much proved me wrong. You had his back for basically 10 minutes of the fight. Um, Demirs Magulov I still think he's an elite talent in this division. Grant Dawson's just a problem. And he clearly showed that. And again, I apologize to you, Grant Dawson. That was really impressive to watch.
Yeah, I think I wrote off Grant Dawson as well. I mean, I know I did. I was definitely talking a lot of game about Ismagulov, but like you mentioned, I still think Ismagulov is one of the best talents in the lightweight division. It just goes to show that's how good Grant Dawson is. I mean, the way he controlled him systematically throughout this fight, position to position, knew exactly where he needed to be, controlled it every step of the way, did not show any signs of fatigue. It was a perfect performance by Grant Dawson.
Yeah, and Laura Sanko was playing. Okay, first off, Laura Sanko commentary, fantastic last
Dude,
night.
Seiko on point. She is always on point in commentary. Her and Bisping, I actually really like as a commentary, and Fitzgerald. That's maybe my favorite new trio of commentary.
Yeah, and the way she was explaining how he was switching the body triangle and stuff, like that's more of what I want. Like,
Yeah, exactly. They were giving good technical commentary the whole time. She knew exactly. I mean, and she's fought, I think, professionally a couple of
I
times. So
think she has
obviously,
one professional fight.
yeah, so I mean, like, of course she trains outside of it a lot. Like she knows what she's talking about in there. And yeah, I mean, Dawson, the wrist control was beautiful. Moving that body triangle around was beautiful. He just did everything right, man. And like I think I texted you this top five or top three next for Grant Dawson. It's gotta be. I mean, this guy deserves a huge fight next.
Let's take a look. All right, right here. I don't know. I think so. He's gonna move up to 12, right?
Yeah.
Gamrot won, Sarukian won. Fazeev, does he have a fight?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Fazeev would be really interesting. You'd have like a super amazing, diverse striker versus a grappler with the level of talent as Grant Dawson. That'd be a great fight.
I'm down for that. I think that's the fight to make, honestly.
That might be the best option. Honestly,
Because
yeah.
it gives Fazeev a chance to redeem himself after Gaethje, which I mean, there's no shame in losing to Justin Gaethje. Come on,
No.
but
That was a fairly close fight too. It's not like he got blown out by Gaethje
yeah,
or anything.
but I think that's just a good step up for Grant Dawson as well. So
Yeah, that's a really intriguing matchup. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's on a 9 fight unbeaten streak, I believe. He's never lost in the UFC, just that one draw. So
yeah,
incredible, man. He is on the come up for sure. But as far as Magulov, I still think that Same thing with Bonfim. I think that Ismagulov has a pretty bright future still ahead of him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how old he is, but he's still super, super talented.
Yeah, he's an elite talent. You can't. He's 32. Like,
Yeah, I think he's still, if he just, I know he had that same problem in the Sarukian fight, I believe. He got controlled a lot on the ground. If he can just shore up that hole in his game, he's a real problem.
yeah, absolutely. Um, Sean Strickland shows that he belongs in the UFC top 10. I mean, there's no question about that after last night's performance. I mean, he took a boost to town. A boost won the first round. I think you and I can agree on that. But
Yep.
Sean Strickland just said, I'm done. And he was throwing more than 1-2s, throwing hooks, and got him out of there. And honestly, once a boost hit the ground in the second round, Mark Smith should have stepped in immediately because he was gassed. I would have stopped that fight. But then the ground and pound lasted way much longer than it should have, even in a
Oh yeah.
normal like knockout scenario, and they're not gassed. It was crazy, man. But Sean Strickland showed who he was, and he looked really good.
Yeah, that was a terrible stoppage. I'm not sure what Mark Smith was looking for. I'm not sure. There are fights where guys go down, but it's like, okay, he might be able to fight through this and he's still got something left. No, like he was done. He was turning his back. He was shelled up, had nothing left to give. And Mark Smith is just letting him eat like punch after punch after punch. But yeah, I mean, Sean Strickland, this is exactly what he needed. Like you said, to prove it, he is still a top 10, maybe even a top five talent in the middleweight division. He was throwing beautiful combos. When he had a boost hurt, he didn't just let him off the hook. He pressured forward, he cut off the cage, and he started landing hooks, uppercuts. I mean, I wish he would have gone to the body. I think if there's one thing that
Yeah, he would have
Strickland can
opened him up.
do, dude, yeah, if there's one thing that Strickland can do to really improve his game is when he starts ripping those combos, rip to the body as well. Especially when you have a guy like Abus in this fight who was so gassed. Would you text me like, how did he not have any gas after one round? This dude had one round of gas in his tank. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, he had 1 round of cardio in him, which was that's absurd. And I mean, here's what I don't get what the people who say that Sean Strickland's a boring fighter. I don't think he's boring. I actually think he's entertaining in main events because he always presses action, like he's always pressuring. So
Yeah.
I really don't know what more you want. I think I mentioned this to you, but is it just weird? Does Sean Strickland's legs look super short?
Yeah, he does have oddly short legs. I'm not sure. Maybe that's why he doesn't kick that much. He just throws those little snap kicks off
He
his
very
lead
much has a
leg.
swimmer's body. Like
Yeah, yeah, for
it's
sure.
interesting. But a boost, dude, I don't know what to do with him. We don't gotta talk about it. But Sean Strickland, you and I were texting back and forth about this for a little while yesterday. But if Whitaker wins, right? I think Whitaker. I know Izzy doesn't really want to fight Whitaker again. I wouldn't mind seeing it again personally, but if Izzy wants fresh blood, Sean Strickland's the next dude, unless Drakus somehow performs the miracle of all miracles.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it really depends. I mean, if Rob goes in there and just slaughters Duplessis, I think you can make a good argument that Whitaker should get the title shot. And of course, if Duplessis wins, he's obviously getting the shot. But if it's just like a, decision, like, yeah, Whitaker looks good, but it's nothing overly impressive, I have no issue giving it to Sean Strickland because at that point, who else is above him? Like Costa's already got his shot, Vittori's got his shot, Cannonier's got his shot. And the Cannonier and Vittori fights were not that long ago. I mean, fairly recent. Strickland's the only guy up there that actually hasn't gotten the shot yet.
Man, if Duplessis wins, I'm gonna cry.
I just don't see it, man. There's just no like.
I don't see it either, but I didn't see it for any of the other guys he's fought.
That's true. That is
Like,
true.
I thought Darren Till was gonna knock him out, which
He,
I'll admit
yeah,
my for that point in Darren Till's career, my expectations were a little too high.
yeah, man. It is so crazy the fall from grace that Darren Till has had. Like
Darren
17 and
Till.
0, just a world beater. Fighting for a title at such a young age, and then after that, I don't know, man. Maybe the Woodley fight just really messed him up. But ever since then, he has just not been the same guy.
I don't know, but I thought he could have beat Robert Whitaker if he didn't get taken down in the last round. I mean,
Yeah,
Darren Till could fight, man. But
dude,
and then I
super
don't know what happened
talented.
to Derek Brunson, bro. Jared Cannonier must have messed him up
Oh
because
man.
that was a pitiful performance.
Dude, Brunson seems to have lost all cardio. Like he has no cardio whatsoever.
It's weird because he's a wrestler.
Yeah, like what happened? He one day he just woke up and was like, "No, I just don't have gas at
The
all."
treadmill, not today.
Yeah. Maybe it's an age thing, man. Maybe he's just,
Yeah,
been at
he's
the
almost
top for a
40.
while and I don't know, but yeah, no, this Strickland performance was great, man. I think he really needed that win for sure.
Yeah, he
Not that he
did.
needed, but he needed a finish for sure.
Yeah, he needed a finish to make a statement. But Robert Whitaker, please, please fraud check this man.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, I don't think Duplessis is I mean,
He's
honestly,
not.
I don't think people even think he's that good. I think a
He's
lot of
not
people
good.
realize that he's, just a mediocre talent.
Yeah, he's not. He's not good.
Yeah. And it's like I'm never gonna hate on a guy who is I think he's like 5-0 in the UFC. Like, yeah, obviously he's got some good wins, but he has not impressed me in any of them. I haven't watched
No,
his fights and been like, oh man, this guy's really gonna present problems for Whitaker, for Izzy, for any of those guys. I just don't see it, man.
I completely agree. Um, yeah, Marcus Perez, Trevin Giles, Brad Tavares, Darren Till, and Derek Brunson are his wins.
Yeah, it's like, you know.
Uh, according to Glover, Alex Pereira is 230 pounds and 8% body fat.
Dude, I saw that. That is so crazy.
He personally, I don't know if you, I don't, he doesn't appear that big to me. Like
Really?
he's got to be a dense 230.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he has a weird weight distribution for sure. I don't know what it is about the guy. I think part of it, there's no way that Alex Pereira is 6'4". He is like 6'6" minimum.
Yeah,
Minimum 6'6".
I think he's like, I really do think he's tall. He's got to be 6'5". Like, and also, yeah, he's very dense. He must be. All right, so to some news. So out of all the options that the UFC were given regarding Jack Della Maddalena, got
Yep.
a couple people stepping up. He could have called Neil Magny, could
Kevin
have called
Holland.
Renat Fakhretdinov,
Oh yeah.
Kevin Holland. No, they choose this dude, Josiah Harrell. I never even heard of this dude, and apparently
Yeah.
he's like a lightweight, and he's 5'7", something like that. I'm looking him up
Oh
right
my.
now.
Are you kidding me, man?
Josiah the Hammer Harrell, muscle hamster.
Wow.
He's 24. He's a lightweight. He's 5'7" with a 5'7" reach.
Dude, are you serious? You're kidding me. You're joking around, right?
I'm not joking.
Out of all the guys that would have stepped up, and dude, what does this prove? Okay, Jack Della Maddalena, he goes in there and murders this guy in a minute. Like, what does that prove? You
Yeah.
know,
According to Topology, he's the highest ranked lightweight coming out of Ohio.
that's
Uh,
something, I guess.
um, he's part of Immortal MMA,
Oh,
fighting out of Grove City, which is a suburb of Columbus, where I'm from. Interesting.
is
But yeah,
Immortal MMA, is that Matt Brown? Does he have a camp?
yeah. Mhm.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, this dude's gonna get killed. Like they should lose their promoter's license.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't care how good this guy is. A 5'7", like this guy must be like really dense, like I don't know, man. He must be like a really just strong, muscular dude. But
My
even still,
my question is just like there was some like Kevin Holland volunteered, a couple other people volunteered. You could have called Neil Magny, who's up for anything, but it just doesn't make sense. This is like,
I mean, if you're gonna bring a guy up who's never fought in the UFC, there's no welterweights at all in the whole United States. Not one welterweight that you could bring into this fight. Like, you have to do a lightweight.
yeah, yeah, this dude might get killed, man.
That makes absolutely no sense to me.
Terrible, horrible matchmaking.
Yeah, that's
Why
that's
wouldn't
all.
you want to put Kevin Holland in there? I understand he has a fight with Chiesa, but if Holland wins, he's in the top 15.
Yeah. Dude, even if he loses, like, do we really think Kevin Holland's not just going to turn around and fight Chiesa still, unless he gets like brutally knocked out, I guess. But
Yeah.
if he just loses a decision, like I think Kevin would still definitely fight Michael Chiesa.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
Um,
knowing Kevin Holland.
yeah, he five wins in 8 months. Crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, Mike Perry calls Sean Strickland out for a BKFC fight. I would pay money for that press conference. I'd pay money to see that. That'd be
Uh,
hilarious.
the press conference itself might be better than the actual fight, honestly. That'd be a good fight though, obviously.
Like
But
Mike Perry's the bare knuckle goat, obviously.
dude, I would almost favor Mike Perry in that fight.
Oh, I would. I favor him over Luke Rockhold.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Dude, I would if they put Ngannou in there in bare knuckle, I would probably favor Mike Perry just slightly over Ngannou. That's how good of a bare knuckle fighter this guy is.
Yeah. To some influencer boxing. Apparently Tommy Fury is according to KSI and Jake Paul ducking. I'm like, dude, Tommy Fury is like
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
it's like the 185 cut. Like he wants to move it up to 185. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, come on. I'm like, dude, it's 185. Like,
Yeah.
first off, Tommy Fury has the weirdest build out of any man I've seen. It's because his arms are so long. He's a normal height, but he has like a hold on.
Yeah, he is
What's
a
his
weird shaped guy.
I mean, it's perfect for boxing. I mean, he has an 80-inch reach at 6 feet tall. He has a
Jeez.
he has a 6'10" reach, and that just gives dude his knuckles drag on the floor
I know.
practically.
I was just about to say, yeah, like he's
Like
literally
that
dragging
is
around.
crazy. Like that you're not gonna get on inside on a build like that. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I know Jake Paul took him to a decision, but to me that was pretty. It just shows like I mean Tommy Fury's a good boxer. He's not a bum, guys. Like this
No.
dude can box.
I think people make the mistake of like, oh well, he's clearly not as good as Tyson Fury. Yeah, Tyson Fury is literally maybe the greatest, one of the like five greatest heavyweights that we've ever seen in boxing.
Yeah,
Like I don't think it's a fair comparison to put Tommy Fury up against a guy like that. Like
absolutely not.
it's that's so stupid. It's like if LeBron's kid gets to the NBA and people are like, well, he's not as good as LeBron. Like, yeah, LeBron is probably the
What are
greatest
your
player
expectations?
in history. Like, yeah, I'm not sure what you want out of this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't he undefeated? Like he's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah,
he's not,
he's
obviously
like 12
not
and 0.
terrible.
Like he's not a bum. Uh, I can't shout out Tommy Fury, man.
Yeah,
You're a good boxer. I don't care what
yeah,
anybody says. Um, pretty quiet. It's Sunday, so and only a day since the last event, so that's just what's gonna happen.
dude. I did
Uh,
see. We were talking about on a recent podcast about Brian Ortega, Tracy Cortez. Man,
oh,
I
the
see.
Twitter likes.
Yeah,
Our boy's down bad,
dude. Man, I'm
and how
sorry,
can you blame
Brian.
him?
I'm
How can you
sorry,
blame him?
Brian.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, you can't blame him.
and now there's rumors about her and Paulo Costa. It's like,
Yeah, Paul Costa has a girlfriend.
yeah, but dude, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Paul Costa's crazy. Um, oh yeah, Paul Costa did confirm that they just ran into each other and he just wanted to take a selfie. I think for Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I think he even sent it to Paul. Even sent it to his girlfriend or something like that. I think that's what it was. My
Yeah.
gosh, Paulo Costa. All right, here's my thing with Paulo Costa. Um, he's absolutely hilarious. But if you're they took a selfie for a friend that both Tracy and Paulo have.
Oh,
Wouldn't be
okay.
surprised if he was trolling Brian Ortega, but
No,
um,
yeah.
but like his Twitter is not for the faint of heart.
No. That is a wild, wild man.
That the thing is, I forget whom I was talking with about this, but you can't cancel him just
No,
simply due to the fact that he doesn't care.
he is one of those guys. Yeah, like if he posts something and he gets backlash, people say like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe he posted that." He'll just post the next day a
Something
different thing.
worse.
It just does. He does not care. He will never address any of the criticism, which is honestly the perfect way to go about it. Like, just do not listen to what anybody has to say and just keep moving forward. What are people gonna do? You know?
And he has a secret juice.
Yeah, yeah, man, dude. Costa versus Strickland. Talk about good press conferences. That would be the greatest press conference ever.
I mean, he just all Paul Costa would probably do is just refer to him as a homophobic slur,
Yeah,
like
probably.
like he does on Twitter, um,
Yeah.
to just about every other thing that he mentions. But it's International Fight Week. This is
Yep.
exciting.
This is big.
It's huge. Um, but I mean, I'm looking at this card. Whoo,
Dude, we're gonna have to go all out on Thursday when we
yes,
do a preview. We're gonna have to go in depth, man, because this is a big card.
yeah. We probably won't be able to do it at a normal time on Thursday, but are you free that afternoon?
Yeah, yeah,
All
should
right,
be.
cool. We'll do it then. But yeah, this card is sick. Main card, sick. Prelims, sick. They got destroyed because Sean Brady pulled out. Did you see the infection that he had?
No, was it pretty bad?
Oh, he had like strep in his elbow, and it like was swollen and everything. They had to drain it out.
Oh
Oh, it
man.
was it was foul, bro.
Dude,
I
I
think
just
it's on his
remember
Instagram.
I remember years and years ago, I think it was Mark Hunt got what's that infection that causes like you can literally put a hole into your body. Like he had a giant hole in him, a staph infection, a staph infection.
Uh-huh.
Like Mark Hunt had one of the worst, most gruesome staph infections I have ever seen in my life. It's literally like a giant hole inside of his leg, I think it was.
Yeah, and Sean Brady a few years ago had to pull out of a fight, I'm pretty sure, because he got a staph infection. I'm like, what's the problem with your gym?
Yeah, yeah. That is wild, man.
Um, but Robbie Lawler's last fight, damn.
Yeah, oh man. I love
Nico
Robbie so
Price is
much,
not an
man.
easy one.
Dude, I know. This is not a fight to like, oh, he's gonna ride out in the sunset and have a nice retirement. Like Miko Price is a dog, man. He's a tough
Yeah,
fight for
Nico
anybody.
Price is a savage. But arguably better than that card is the July 29th card,
Yeah.
Poirier versus Gaethje. I think that card is legitimately a better card than International Fight Week card. I mean, Poirier and Gaethje, whew, heater. Blachowicz, Pereira, Ferguson, Bobby Green, Costa, Aliskerov, um, Thompson versus Michel Pereira, um, Derek Lewis versus Rogerio de Lima,
Yeah.
Kiesa Holland, Semmelsberger, Laness. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Kopolov versus Ribeiro,
Oh yeah.
Giles versus Bomb. Oh my gosh.
It's a great card, man. And a lot of pretty close fights too. A lot of ones where, could go either way. Not just like, matches set up for guys to win. Not that 290 is filled with that, but there are a few matchups on there where it's like I'm pretty confident that this guy's going to win. Like Bo Nickel, for example. I think we all
Yeah,
know what's going to happen in the Bo Nickel fight. To be
wrestle.
fair, though, I think anybody that Bo Nickel faces for his first couple fights we all know the outcome of that.
Yeah, I honestly think they should just give him a top 10 guy right now.
Dude, at this point, yeah. I mean, for how dominant of a wrestler he was at Penn State, how incredible he's looked in the UFC so far, yeah, why not? I wouldn't even mind that. I mean,
No.
considering they did that with Magomedov, who beat Dustin Stoltzfus, who's not exactly fantastic. And Bo Nickel is obviously a much better prospect than Magomedov
Yeah.
is.
And someone would take that fight because Bo Nickel's a name. So it's like,
Yeah, he's already a huge name. Yeah.
yeah. And then the 292 card is stacked too. Like there's no breaks. It's all gas to the end of the summer.
No, no. Oh, and I just want to clarify too. No disrespect to Trayshawn Gore. Trayshawn Gore is a good fighter as well. I just think that Bo Nickel is a really solid prospect.
Yeah. Agree completely. But you know what, man? I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No, I will say I'm looking at 292 and they still have Cejudo versus Vera, but I know that fight's not happening. It's so
I
tragic.
I, I think Piotr Jan should step up.
I hope, man. I hope.
But anyway, International Fight Week coming up. Can't wait. So that'll do it for us here on Throwing Hands. When we get back, 290, Volkanovski versus Rodriguez. So banger. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.